Hello, everyone. Welcome to day one of the Reconnect to Your Conscience Challenge. We'll be talking about meditation and mindfulness and just one easy breathing exercise that I return to pretty often. If you're here watching with me live, feel free to drop a comment, say hi, let me know your name in case if you're not registered with StreamYard, it'll just say a user, so I won't know who's commenting. But feel free to leave your name, leave any comments. Feel free if there's anything that resonates with you throughout this 10 minutes that we're here together. Feel free to drop a comments and agreements or whatever. And if you're here watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay. Let me know that you're here watching it. We can go ahead and just get started and dive right into it. So first of all, I wanted to preface a little bit about meditation and mindfulness and why does it matter? Maybe the reason why you're here is you already know why it matters, so this slide is irrelevant for you, but maybe it can help to solidify why this meditation and mindfulness practice can be helpful, especially with reducing anxiety and stress. Knowing your why is also helpful for keeping a habit, keeping a practice. So when we start to understand this a little bit more, we can maybe see the value in this and continue on, well, in short, this 5-day journey, but moving into long-term, hi Jenny, moving into the rest of your life and continuing this practice forever. So first of all, it is living in the present moment. Maybe this seems silly, but often our anxiety and stress is based off something that happened in the past that we can't change. We just continue to ruminate on and continue to make ourselves either more stressed or anxious or upset. And by also living in the present moment, we are able to increase our happiness and joy because we are taking in the experiences as they come, as opposed to maybe being distracted and not really valuing them. And again, when we're looking at anxiety and stress happening in the past or the present, the past or the future, we're staying in that present moment, allowing us to really be in that experience, be more joyful and happy and grateful of where we are. The second one that I chose is creating a safe space that's always with you. So maybe safe space is unfamiliar to you if you aren't a yogi or not very familiar with what this means. I'll be honest, I didn't really know what it meant either when people say, oh, I'll hold space for you. But it's really, we probably already do this in your normal everyday life. We just don't call it holding space. But it's basically where, someone may be expressing feelings of sadness or upset, or maybe even happiness and joy to you. And you are just there receiving that conversation, that experience as it is, and supporting them through that sadness or that happiness. Maybe you're not offering suggestions because maybe there's no suggestions they want. They just want to be able to share what's on their heart, what's on their mind. So why does this relate to meditation and mindfulness? Well, creating a safe space, you can do that for others, but how often are we checking in and doing it for ourselves? Yes, holding space is a beautiful practice, and often we forget to do it for ourselves. So meditation and mindfulness is a practice that allows us to sit internally and kind of sit with our own thoughts and feelings, hold our own emotions in the same way that we would hold a loved one's emotions or feelings, whether that's feeling more joy or feeling supported. Either way, this meditation and mindfulness practice will help to create a safe space that is always with you. It also creates the self-reliance and confidence because as you further develop your meditation and mindfulness practice, you become to see yourself as your safe place, as a place that you can always return to find your grounding, to find your centering. In addition, we also find confidence. Once we continue to find value in our safe place, we become more confident in our abilities. There was one piece of this book I read called From Full Catastrophe Living by John Kabat-Zinn. And it was about a firefighter named Greg who developed panic and anxiety when he went to go and fight fires, or he had fought a fire, and then he had developed this anxiety and stress over that. And then when he went to like meditation and mindfulness, he started practicing breathing, because a lot of meditation and mindfulness is like focusing in on your breath, a thing that is always with you, a thing that can hold space for you. But as he practiced, he was realizing that this was actually causing him to feel anxious and more panic, because breathing and smoke and everything, that was really triggering for him. But he continued with this practice. So I'm saying that mindfulness and meditation isn't necessarily something that's going to happen overnight and that you'll find all the benefits of it right away. It's really a continuous practice, right? So he continued practicing these breathing practices, body scans, stuff like that. And he figured out a way to kind of get underneath that anxiety and panic and those feelings of stress. And he was able to move past it. He had stopped firefighting or actual fires, and he was doing, I think, more administrative stuff. But once he was able to work through that, he was actually able to go back to the job that he loved, being able to go and fight fires and help people in that way. And he was able to do that through finding this meditation and mindfulness practice of bringing awareness to his breath and looking at it neutrally. So that's kind of where I see the confidence coming in. So once you start to be able to observe these thoughts and feelings more neutrally, then you have this toolkit, this space within yourself that you can go and conquer challenges that you see that might upset you more, as opposed to if you weren't familiar with stepping back and looking at your feelings more neutrally. Yes. And so for our third point, cultivating better relationships. So you may be familiar with the term, you can't pour from an empty cup. You may also be familiar if you've flown on airplanes, where the flight attendant always instructs you to put on your own oxygen mask first in case of an accident, or in case, I guess, the plane is going down. I'm not fully sure when those things come out. But anyways, they say to put it on yourself first and then help someone else. The reason why is you can't help someone else if you're not doing well yourself, or not able to live or fight those same emotions yourself. So that's when meditation and mindfulness comes in. You begin to start cultivating awareness of how you're feeling, cultivating awareness of these emotions that come up in yourself, and you can start to try and find ways to find compassion for yourself. And once you begin to do that, you can kind of share that same feelings and love and gratitude for yourself that you're sharing to yourself to other people, to your family, to your friends, maybe even strangers, maybe even people that you aren't super fond of or have disagreements with. Because we are human, we are not, static, like good or bad. There's always something to us that connects us together, our struggles, our pain. So again, cultivating better relationships for mindfulness and meditation, it helps to be able to first look at yourself before you can start having that same compassion for other people. And then I had this comment about weeds or flowers, and I really like this as well, because my book also talked about how kind of we are looking at our weeds and our flowers in our mind. So maybe our weeds are like negative thoughts or feelings, and our flowers are those positive experiences, positive feelings. And when we become aware of maybe what's growing in our mind, what keeps coming up, what weeds are there, you can kind of start to figure out how to release those or pick those weeds and start planting more flowers. I could go on for way too long on this, but anyways, so mindfulness and meditation helps us to become aware of these like weeds and flowers that we have in our garden, and we can maybe start to plant more flowers. And something else that I thought was super interesting that I really wanted to share was how our negative experiences and negative emotions or negative interactions typically are like Velcro. They keep coming up, they stick to us, we keep thinking about them. That's why when you go on like review places, Yelp and stuff like that, you're typically going to see more negative, we're going to see more negative feedback coming up, because those are the ones that stick in our mind. instead of maybe those positive experiences, those flowers or those wilted flowers who aren't getting enough attention and love show up. So meditation, mindfulness, creating better relationships, starting with yourself, looking at how those feelings are. In the interest of time, we'll keep going. And we've kind of covered this. What is meditation? It's a continuous practice. There's no destination to get to, no gold medal at the end of the meditation practice. It's just simply observing the body and mind intentionally and allowing these experiences to unfold. I really like this quote by Jon Kabat-Zinn. I love him very much. He defines mindfulness as paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally. So this means paying attention to everything without negative emotions or positive emotions necessarily, but kind of looking at each thought and experience neutrally and seeing what shows up for you. Meditation is not about emptying out the mind or rejecting thoughts or suppressing those thoughts and emotions. Oftentimes we think of meditation, we think of, someone in their Zen garden sitting peacefully, very happy and joyful. And you know what? Maybe they are happy and joyful sitting in that Zen garden. Like I definitely would be. But that is not all meditation. And that is not what your meditation practice has to look like. It can be spending 5 minutes being mindful of how you're eating or mindful of how you're feeling in that moment or your breath. So it's definitely not suppressing any of these thoughts or emotions or having a clear mind. Like having a cluttered mind. If you have a cluttered mind, that's okay. You're exactly in the place that you need to be. Allow those thoughts to come up. Allow those thoughts to come up and see what patterns are showing up for you. And finally, meditation is not toxic positivity. So I say, meditation and mindfulness helps with bringing joy and happiness. Yes. But it's not, we have to be happy 100% of the time. We're always happy people. No, we're human. We experience sadness. We experience anger, frustration, stress. But we also experience those positive things. And meditation is not about only focusing on those positive things to get rid of those negative things. It's really more about expressing, again, awareness to how those feelings are coming up and showing up in your body, in your physical presence. So we'll continue on with meditation and mindfulness. Challenge day 1. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them, or if anything resonated with you, feel free to keep comments coming. I love reading all of them here. So in the interest of time, I will not go on much about the 7 pillars of mindfulness, but these are them: non-judging, patience, beginner's mind, trust, non-striving, acceptance, and letting go. These are the fundamentals of mindfulness, and how we can incorporate those into our meditation practice, into our daily lives, is really kind of how we can start to see the world in a different perspective, maybe. It can be helpful for releasing anxiety and stress. In the interest of time, I love these pillars, and we'll continue on talking about them at some point during this week. But we'll just continue on to the exercise. So my favorite breathing exercise is box breathing. It's so simple and something I return to when I feel stressed or anxious, or I want to relax or feel calm. It's just a wonderful exercise. So we can go ahead and get started. I will calm down for a second. And so if you're not familiar with box breathing, it's simple. All you'll do is imagine the box on the screen. We're going to inhale through the nose for a count of 4, and I'll guide those counts. Then we'll hold our breath for 4 seconds, and then exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold for 4 seconds. And repeat this for at least 4 cycles. The seconds can change depending on what your comfort level is. Perhaps you want you can hold your breath longer, or perhaps you feel that you can't, or you're struggling with the count of 4, so you can reduce that number. But let's just try it. So we'll begin by first finding a comfortable seat. If you're in a chair, make sure your feet are firmly planted on the ground. If you prefer, you can also be sitting on the ground in an easy seat or a comfortable seat, allowing space for your spine to be long and tall and your shoulders stacked over your hips and your head over your shoulders. And allowing you to soften the front side, soften the belly. Don't feel like you need to suck in and be super straight. Nope, we're here to relax into this pose. Finding optimal breath by creating a long spine. And we'll breathe in through the nose, just one cleansing breath in, and then out the mouth. One more time, in through the mouth, and out the mouth. And you can slowly begin to soften the gaze to the tip of your nose or close your eyes fully. Begin to take an inventory of how your breath feels in this moment in your body. Maybe it's shallow or deep. We'll seal the lips and inhale only through the nose and exhale through the nose. If that's comfortable for you, we'll begin inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Allow your breath to return to its normal breathing. Begin to take awareness of how this breath feels different, or maybe feels the same from when we started. We'll take one cleansing breath in through the nose and out the mouth together. In through the nose, and then out the mouth. And when you're ready, thanking yourself for this time that you spent doing this challenge in this box breathing practice. You can begin to open your eyes and carry on with the rest of your day. Thank you so much for everyone showing up for the day 1 challenge. Before you go, I have the challenge activity. So I would like for you to practice this box breathing at least once today, and I want you to reflect exactly on how you feel before and after. Once you're done with that, feel free to comment below done or send me a message when you complete this so you can be entered in the drawing for a gift if you enter or complete all 5-day challenges. Thank you so much for being here with me live today, for you friends that were here live with me, and then anyone watching the replay, thank you, and feel free to drop a comment, send me a message, let me know how day 1 worked out for you. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.